Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to Kerbal Space Program Episode 3, which originally aired live on Twitch. Bob didn't technically die that time. I just lost my ability to thrust. Alright, rocket sled. These fins are not helping. It also doesn't help that Bob here is not a pilot and can't do any stability control. Also, I don't think brakes work on this thing. Yeah, there's no such thing as brakes. I'm not touching anything. This is just swaying back and forth on its own. As you can see. It seems to just have a mind of its own. I have to constantly correct the wobble. Alright, so I'm gonna do something really terrible, which is I'm gonna try to take off. Oh. It's stable somehow. Oh my god, oh my god. Bob, you're so dead. You're so dead. Ah! We're traveling so fast! I think we're actually somewhat hovering. It's like a hydrofoil. Yeah, this is so frightening because I don't have brakes. So once we get to the grass biome, I'm just hoping this hill slows me down. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, they see me rolling. Yes. I'm gonna quick save. We're in business. All right. Off to see the grasslands, the wonderful grasslands of Oz. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Never happened. Never happened. I like how it flips upside down, and that's not a problem. Oh, there goes the fins. Come on, Finn. If BattleBots had a show to make the least effective BattleBot, I'ma be king. Okay, that's fast enough. Patience is a virtue. No, no, no. Stop, stop, stop. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Not again, not again, not again. Okay, and he's dead. I mean, not dead. He somehow Edge of Tomorrow time warped back to when he existed. Alright, what I really need to do is just be patient. I hit this rocket sled. What's funny about this is this actually somewhat mirrors the real like rocket there were so many test pilots that sort of died not knowing. Okay, so we're still at shores. I think we're already at grasslands. This prediction's not very fair because we're basically at grasslands here. Yeah, it should change over to grasslands any second now. Yeah, I definitely have not made Blendo. Come on. Report. Still shores. Really? For real? This looks pretty grassy to me. Whoever's the, like, geologist needs to... Oh, there we go. I'm in the grasslands. Deep science. science. As you can see, I'm not exactly the one driving this vessel. I'm just running the science. Did I do that? Oh god, where are we going? Brakes! I don't think these have brakes. Okay, we can't stop. Sweet! Oh, I feel like an ice skater. Oh, but we're not actually stopped. EVA! Just, Bob, get out of there! Get out of there! EVA report. No, I've already done an EVA report. Alright, before that thing crashes on its own, I'm gonna go to the tracking station and recover it. Tow it back to base with the vehicle that I don't have. Squeaky dink. Recover. For 20 science. And then Bob. Recover. For 0 science. And that got done. We did it. Alright, so that gives me enough for halfway to heavy rocketry, or something like that. Let's go back to the VAB and do one more mountain mission, just as a demo, and then I'll go back into space. So if I open up the Micklemoose... and slap some wings on the Micklemoose. This would be the Micklemoose Mark II. I think this should be able to get to mountains. I am naming the crafts after subs. Yes, C minor. Yes, indeed. Alright, so for mountains, I have to aim for those guys over there. This might not be able to make the distance. I could also just hit hinterlands. That'd be fine too. So, yeah, I'm barely gonna even exit the grasslands here. I don't have enough fuel on this thing to go very far. It's nighttime, so I can't even really tell where I'm landing. I'm probably just landing grasslands. So let me revert flight and do Mark III. It does look like a V2 rocket a little bit, yeah. Now, I can add a lot more fuel, and all I have to do is to make sure that my thrust-to-weight ratio is above 1. That's pretty much the only requirement. So right now, my thrust-weight ratio is 2.7. And now it's 2. So, yep, this is my new rocket. And this is the Micklemoose 3. And then if I don't get to the mountains, I'll just start doing orbital mission type stuff. Yeah, 3 fins do start to introduce rotation, and not for really any good reason. Okay, I have a lot more control over this rocket, which is good. Well, not a lot more, but more. And more fuel. So I should have time warped to tomorrow. But here we go. Trying to get to those mountains there. Sort of aiming at the mountains and gunning it. Because if I don't quite make the mountains, I will at least make the hinterlands, or whatever they're called. What are they called? Let me look it up. Highlands, I guess they're called, or foothills. There's a bunch of different biomes. And I forget the console command, but there is a way to actually see the different biomes. Physically. But, okay, yeah. We're already deep in the mountains now. So we did it. Well, not yet, but we got to where we wanted to be. Whee! Bye-bye, rocket. It would be good if we landed on our landing gear, which it doesn't seem like we're going to do. Yep, downward trajectory we go. Landing on the really rough mountainside is gonna be weird anyway, because there's nothing flat here. Was this one of the, what is that? Come on, do a barrel roll. Ah! Okay, there we go. How many hours am I in? 2.5. Just about. What is that? I don't know what that is. No, we're good. I have no idea if it's going to be flat underneath us, which is going to be the kicker. But, if I do... Hold on, let me slow down time. Is this going to be a material study that I care about? No, because I'm flying. Alright, I'll speed up time and just land. It's a rock. Yeah, I found a very shiny rock. We're tumbling down this mountain as soon as we touch down, aren't we? 20 meters. Let me rotate it so that we can... Oh my lord. Please stop. Oh, there we are. Yeah. Original Gallon, thanks for the resub. All right, crew report. Kerbal Mountains. And material study. And then all the other, the goo and the barometric. I love how you could just do science on home. And it's like, oh yeah, this is novel. Like somehow there'd be a spacefaring nation that wouldn't know what their own backyard's weather was. And then the EVA. I can't yet have soil samples, but here's my EVA report. And then board. I think, did I do the crew report already? Let's see. Crew report. Nope, I did it already. Okay, recover, and we're good. Yeah, we're calibrating the tool. It's science-worthy. Yeah, I guess that's the way to look at it. All right, next little blast off. We've done shores, so let's do ocean. There is 22 science there. If we do ocean, I think that will give us enough for the next tier of, like, maybe liquid. So here's the Micklemoose 3 with Bob. Actually, Bill, you've never been in a launch. Let's launch Bill. I'm really sad that Bill isn't the science guy. Even though I think Bill Nye in real life is kind of a jerk. Actually, legendarily a jerk. Maybe they should have Bob renamed to be like Neil. Or something like that. Alright, so for this rocket, I want to point to 90, which is towards ocean. And I just need to get away from the shores biome. This also is a runway that is part of Kerbal Space here. You can see the island airfield. Neil deGrasse Tyson is got a big ego. I don't know. Michio Kaku. I find someone to name him after. Yeah, unfortunately, Bill is like. I've heard a lot of stories about him. He's let's just say he's no Mr. Fred Rogers. He's no Bob Ross. But that is a standard that most humans, you know, we shouldn't measure to anyway. Just saying. All right. I hope that we are heading to the ocean here. I imagine we are, given our trajectory here. Here, let me reduce my drag. Your brother met Bill Nye. He was a jerk. Yeah, I've read a lot of stories. Like, he went out of his way to be terrible to his ex. Stuff like that. How about Carl? I think everyone can agree Carl Sagan's probably a good dude, as far as I know. All right, so here we are. I'm gonna cut the middle parachute just so that we descend a little faster. And we'll be... I hope this isn't shores. I'm pretty far off into the ocean. If this is shores, I'll be upset. All right, Bill. You ready to get wet? Splash. Double splash. All right, so this is Kerbin's water. Perfect. So this is a novel biome. And with that, we should be able to get the next tier of rocketry. And there's a lot more biomes that I haven't hit up that I could spend more time getting if I needed every little ounce of extra science. Oh, I already have done a Kerbin water. Right. All right, let's recover. I did the recruit report. And this should kick us above 90, I think. I hope. Yep, 101. Awesome. So, R&D. We have a choice between... You know, I'm actually just going to choose. I'm going to do fuel systems. Rather than polling you all. So with fuel systems, let's attempt exploring the Mun. Doing a flyby of the Mun. So, project description, fly by Mun. Oh, deep breath. So if we go to the vehicle assembly, I am going to need considerably more Delta V in this rocket than any of the rockets previous. Asparagus ad Astra? Yes, absolutely. My Mun flyer is going to be named Lucid. Oh boy, that's a scary name to have a Mun flyer. Okay. I am going to streamline this Mun flyer as much as I can. So let's do... I think for safety's sake, I am going to use a service bay. So that my lovely science can't go put and die on me. Because that would be really, really sad to fly to the Mun and then come back home and have it go kablamo. So I'm going to put my my goo in there, my barometers, and my thermometers. Close that up. On top, we're going to have radials and a parachute. What is this? Navigation light? Oh, that's cute. Below, the heat shield. And this is going to be what lands. Okay. Safe so far. Next, let's start to do asparagus staged stuff. So asparagus staging, you really can't do in real life so well because you can't reliably move fuel through hoses without problems. But with that said, this is a video game. It doesn't need to be that realistic. So the way asparagus staging works, I guess it will make more sense once I build it fully. So let's just build this bad boy. Oh god, a prediction. I mean, I get you enjoy predictions, but it makes me feel bad for all the yeses that I fail. You know, let me add engines here. So the engines I want on this are I want the most fuel efficient engines, regardless of their thrust, which would be these Terrier engines. I don't care about a lot of thrust. I just want a little nudge. Okay, there we are. They're asparagus. Well, they're not asparagus staged yet. So the way asparagus staging works is that you decide to lose the engines in phases. So the first engine that we're going to jettison will be the one that blocks the door. This one. And then that will feed... So the fuel will send from this engine to this engine. And then... Or this fuel canister. And this to this. And I'll just... this isn't the real launch. I'm just demoing asparagus staging. So the way this works is essentially you get more thrust. It improves your like thrust and fuel efficiency to asparagus stage this way. Again, this is just a practice asparagus stage demo, not actually attempting to go anywhere. This probably doesn't even have a thrust to weight ratio that lets me take off. So what's happening here? As you can see, it is not symmetrically drawing fuel. These two tanks here are fueling up all 6 engines. And then when these tanks are empty, you jettison off the tanks and the engines they're attached to lower your weight, but keep all the fuel. So it's a really effective way to, you know, an analogy would be something like in a car, you could have a gas tank that you throw out once it's empty. That way you can, you know, make it, you know, farther distances or whatever. So then when these tanks are empty, I just asparagus them off and then these tanks will then draw down and then I empty them and asparagus them off. And it's called asparagus staging because it's like stalks of asparagus that get peeled away. I'm not very good at explaining it, but... So now that these tanks are empty, I would jettison them off, and these leftover tanks that are still here are completely full of fuel. Right? And then once these empty out, I would get rid of them, and then these would still be full of fuel. And it's a way to conserve fuel and maximize your thrust. Alright, so let's go back to a vehicle assembly. So for a flyby of the mun, I also have to make sure that I'm like launching at the mun, which is can be tricky. But let's go ahead and I don't know how I want to build this. The decoupler's too big. Okay. pressure. I'm almost certain this isn't going to work the first time. Because I need a lot more delta V than any of the rockets that predate this. So let's bring the thrust down to 50%. This won't work on its own, I don't think. I'm just trying to do some calculations. So that's a thrust to weight ratio of 0.03. So let's put it at like 55. God, that's hard to... I wish I could just type it in. It's like a difference of a single pixel. All right, so it's 0.114. So the issue with this, of course, I'm not going to keep it like this. The issue with this, if you're wondering, is the Terrier engines don't have a thrust weight ratio that works outside of vacuum, and these rockets down here aren't powerful enough to get me out of orbit. These rockets here. So instead, I'm going to make something hideous. Hide the DV tools. All right, all of those there. Is there enough for a positive thrust to weight? Let me double check. Yes, these are powerful enough for, so at 60%, these will have a thrust to weight of above 1. And then I'm going to have radial off of this. So that's 0.1. Okay, perfect. Let's strut them together. So I'm going to 6 symmetry strut. All right, that looks weird, but it will work. And then strut the sides together as well, so that there's less wobble. I might end up exceeding like weight capacities or something. I don't know what my part and weight capacities are. All right, let's put this higher and put launch stabilities underneath, because this is as tall as the rocket's going to be. But the launch stability is going to be in the wrong phase. And then the last stage here, or the first stage, I should say, will be radial decoupling extra boosters. So probably 2 boosters per side, like this. I'm definitely designing this the hard way, but I'm just sort of like brainstorming as I go. And then I'm curious if I added 2 on each and every one of these, if there would be enough thrust at weight for us to go Mun bound. I'm gonna call it Mon, even though it's Moon. All right, instead, let me just copy and paste. Be easier. Nope, that's incorrect. Come on, snap. Okay. Copy and paste. I mean, it fits. So before I start to strut this up, let me stage it correctly so that all of the outside layer, like an onion, will launch and see what its thrust to weight ratios are. Oh, no. These go down too. There's a lot of staging that needs to be done. Save. Okay. Yep. Correct. Incorrect. Save again. Making sure that everything's in the correct stage. Okay, it is in the correct stage, and then the inside goes. So I think the next flight will be just a test flight, and I obviously have to add a lot of struts. But let's show. Yes, so the thrust to weight ratio, no problem, gets me off of the of Kerbin. So I'm going to lower the thrust limiter here to 75%, because I think at 75% it will be a little bit more fuel efficient. I haven't really calculated the delta V though. So this thing might never get to the mud, but it sure is a lot more boom boom than any of the other rockets that I've launched. So now it's a thrust rate ratio of 1.3 rather, which is fine. How do I see total delta V stats is I don't think that's correct exactly, because it calculates everything burning at everything burning at the thickest atmo. All right, let me do a test flight though. So I'm going to strut everything up now, myself, and then probably cry as nothing will work correctly. I also don't have any fins, and I probably want those as well. Okay, it's pretty messy. But yeah, let's get some winglets. I wonder if I can get away with like adding winglets here. Probably not. I'm sure they'll break. But I'm gonna try it anyway. It's a test flight. Okay, opening. So we've saved it. What is the X-Arc was my oh no, the cheese radar was it X-Arc or cheese radar? Oh no, this one was the passenger vessel. I'm just gonna want to compare it to other things. I guess the pill bug would be the thing to compare it to. So it actually says that this pill bug has more delta V, but I think that's a result of the Terrier engines that I have on it. So I'm not really sure that that's a fair comparison. But it's too heavy. This is too much of a thick boy for the launch pad. Okay. Let's see if I can't just remove some solid fuel and get it trim. Almost there. This is honestly probably not the way to do this. Yeah, the problem is without the funds that I have, I really can't. I can't afford, like, really. It's I can't afford, you know, better launch pads or anything like that. It is now 0.62 tons overweight. Could you just... There we go. Shaving it down. All right, so this is just a test flight to see if it even is like space or I can even control it or anything. I have no idea. It might just be a true and total nightmare. It's going up. I haven't checked where the moon is. So I'm just launching probably at a bad time. This is just purely a test flight. But it is burning through its solid fuel very, very quickly. Does he have food? No, he does not. But it's a 16-day, or he has 14 days of food. Whoa, Jesus. Honestly, this is working better than I thought it would. The real kicker is these Terrier engines are terrible in atmo and produce very little thrust. So if these solid boosters don't give me an apoapse of greater than, I don't know, 100,000, this build probably won't work all that well. Where is... I have no bearings here because it's so dark. No, I mean, this breaks into space. And it says I have 5K Delta V left. Well, I don't know about that. Let me try to get into atmosphere. So what is my thrust to weight ratio right now? I'm sort of curious about that. Show all. Oh, it's greater than 1. It's terrible, but it's technically greater than 1. Now, the moon is not in the right position for me to do an intercept. So again, it's a test flight. So my total Delta V left is 5,000. Yeah, this could do it. This could do it. What tank is, okay, it's this tank I should watch for asparagasing. Huh? Who here is surprised that actually functioned at all? I am. I will openly admit. I thought I was gonna completely kablam. And asparagus now. All of us? You all were? Yeah, Delta V. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough. That's a spicy test? Yes. So, the right phase to intercept Mun here is if the Mun was, like, on the horizon. My current intercept doesn't get me to the Mun. Doesn't even get me to mid-miss. It gets me nowhere. So, again, this is just a test. Where is my rocket? And, of course, I do want to be able to get home at some point, too. So, you know, I don't want this to be a one-way trip to kill Jeb. So, what, you know, we're going to want a flyby where we then return, you know? It's just a flyby. And I hope that there isn't, like, an enormous gravity assist that, like, murders me. That would be uncool. But at some point, We should have a, we should have, like, a new biome happening. Do I have enough fuel, though? I'm about to asparagus out my second to last stage. It says I have 3K Delta V left, though. I don't know. Our apoapse is up to 1 million. Oh, there we are. So now we are high over Kerbin. So yeah, that's a new biome. I'm reverting this flight though, so I don't need to keep this, but obviously that is a lot of science. Because this is the highest we've ever gone. All right, I do think it has the Delta V to make it to Mun. As you can see, I'm, 2/3 of a tank, and easily that apoapse is climbing fast towards 11 million. And we don't even really need to hit 11 million. We can hit shy of 11 million and do an intercept. But yeah, there it is. This will work. Do we have to revert? We don't have to revert, technically, but we're trying to get to the Mun. You're right. It does give science, though. I'll have you all vote. Do I revert? Yes or no? My worry is that basically if I don't revert, I don't know how much money I have left. I might need to pinch some pennies. Because this mission here was sort of expensive. More expensive than the previous ones, as there was a lot more rockets involved. I'm not allowed to do UVAs, though. World first milestone. I have broken a speed record of 2,500 meters per second. And that gives me money and science. Alright, looks like I am not going to revert. 10 to 1 ratio. How's my power? Well, I guess I have a human operator, so the lack of electric charge isn't terrible. I also have more. I have monopropellant I didn't need, and I have ablator that I don't really need either. I wonder if this is a different biome. I don't have it memorized. No, space high. Okay, that's the same. All right, let's time warp carefully. I'm not trying to do the capture right now. Because I wasn't even, this was a test flight that just, we decided not to revert. And now incoming. So we spent about a day in space. Okay. A little too fast. Where is Kerbal Space Center? I'm going to circularize a little bit so that we don't have such a ballistic re-entry with the remaining fuel I have. I don't want to do like a massively ballistic re-entry. So let's close the doors. And I have plenty of fuel left to help with that. Look at that, Apple apps. To the sun! On this current trajectory, if I somehow nudge it away, we'd go to the sun. I mean, it would be not good. I'm obviously not going to nudge my trajectory to go to the sun, because I don't want to become one with bones and death and ash, but yeah. I'm just trying to flatten it out so that we don't, you know, we don't burn so hard. Plus, I have fuel that I'm not going to be able to refund anyway. And also, if I can get close to Kerbal Space Center, that would be awesome. So I'm gonna make sure that my periapse doesn't go higher than 50k or so. Yeah, okay, 55k. Yeah, that'll work. And then I'm gonna quick save. Fast forward time. I'm trying to get as close to Kerbal Space Center as possible. So then what I'm going to do with my tiny little bit of Delta V I have left is you know, deorbit burn. You know, I actually think I skimmed the Atmo too much, and I'm being sent out to nowhere. So let me fix that. I should have killed some of the velocity immediately. I want to land, darn it. Okay. So it's dark, but we should start to light up here. So I'm going into the Atmo. Okay, light it up. Oh boy. I'm going to keep the side engines for as long as I can, because they add to air friction. I do have a heat shield here protecting the important bits. Whoa, okay. Somehow or another, that was a bad idea, because the Science Juniors burned up between, I think I was time warping too much or something. And, now I just have a heat shield that's, like, sort of nudged up against me. It might have been too much mass, yeah. I should have probably ejected them when I could. So I think what I'm going to do is quick load and not go that approach. All right. Quickly flip towards periapse burn. Quickly. Boom. All right, we'll get rid of the engines this time. No, why are you... It's so fussy, because this is a small heat shield. It, like, wants to burn everything. I just have to keep nudging it a little bit with WSD to make sure that no one side is too hot. Because it really wants to get too hot. Looking forward to having... Oh, nope, there it goes again. Fine. I'm not gonna have the sexy science. Whoa, don't do that, because now Bob's gonna die. What can we do? Stupid heat shield not being a heat shield. This is all just, like, human error. It's honestly just like, I can't thread the heat needle well enough, I'd say. All right, Jebbies. How much? I have enough electric charge for SAS. See, if I had the 1.5 meter or the next sized heat shield, this wouldn't be a problem. Now there is a method where you can kind of like rotate your ship to like spread the heat out, but it's not giving me much time. Like, it just immediately explodes as soon as it builds up heat. Oh my god, that was close. No, no. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I think we're gonna do it. I'm not even looking at my heat. I'm just trying to keep things centered. Oh, this is terrible. No, I didn't center it. And we're super burned. Yep. And boom. Did I cheap out on the heat shield? No. I don't have enough science to unlock better ones, so it's the best I possibly have. So it's not that I went cheap, I just haven't researched a better one. Basically, I'm trying to jump tech too fast. And honestly, more parts were needed to be unlocked. I could try something else here, which would be to... Well, we'll see. I'm gonna see if I can't do this again and thread it with the engines attached. Well, at this point, I can't revert because I saved and all that, right? We saved and loaded, so there is no revert. I mean, I realize the heat shields aren't magical, but I feel like they should protect me a little bit more than they currently are, because those science juniors are, like, cooking themselves. Immediately cooking themselves. There's, like, a quarter second... I would, you know... Yep, there it goes. What I would say is, if I could slow down time, this would be a lot easier. Because it's honestly just the... It's like things are moving too fast. Huh. This oddly is working. Oh, no. I'm losing control. Yep, I've lost control. This might survive, though, for some... Here, let me rotate. Oh, no, that was bad. And... Death spin! Somehow or another, this death spin's working. You know, because Kerbal magic of spreading the heat around. So, let me just lean into the death spin and get done with this mission. No, don't overheat. Stop it. Stop it. I should have done more of a ballistic trajectory in hindsight. So our periaps, yeah, we're landing. Holy moly. EVA is not unlocked, no. Most things aren't unlocked. This is very early. Okay, somehow or another, I have survived, so I'm just not going to touch anything. I think only by a miracle of physics is it working. Hey, Jeb, how's your view? Yeah, pretty much what I thought it would be. Scary death burn. We almost landed at Kerbal Space Center. Which is funny, I was aiming for it. Without aerobrake maneuvers or anything like that, just sort of eyeballing it. And then for reference, we were up 2 days. So it's a flyby. We're not gonna need life support stuff for a flyby. Aim for the tower. No, because of aerobrake, I'm gonna come short significantly, but I'm pretty close to Kerbal Space Center, given that I flew by the moon and then ran out of gas. Life support isn't needed, but clean pants are. I couldn't agree more. Probably, yeah, I'm out of electric charge. I can feel that. Did I lose all the science? No, actually, a lot of the science is still in this pod here. I lost the science juniors, but the goo, barometer, and temperatures is still intact. Hypothetically, in this container here. I don't want to open the doors because, you know, there's kind of a lot of fire going on, but it's coming to an end. There we go. There we go. My lord. Jeb, how you feeling? Super frightened? No, he's fearless. He has no idea even what happened. Jeb needs a promotion after piloting through that? Yes, he does. And I need to be fired with my ship design. Alright, let's splash down. And before we splash down, let's see. Service bay? Yep, it's all in there. Glad I used the service bay. Thank you for watching Kerbal Space Program, which originally aired live on Twitch. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you liked this stream, or specifically this episode, please consider voting for a Kerbal Space Program in the future when it comes up in the polls. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you next episode, or perhaps an upcoming stream. Farewell.